What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are taking the 1964 Beetle for its first drive. Well, the sun's finally out. We're taking the 64 Beetle for my first drive. Well, we kind of drove it in Florida. I got the third gear, but not really out of town, but we're gonna go get coffee in it. We figured this was a perfect opportunity to just drive it before we start going through the mechanicals on it. Now, if you missed it, 2 episodes ago, I showed you guys this Beetle for the first time. We brought it home from Florida after Rod Run. This is going to be the next project here in the shop and most likely the next giveaway car. I say most likely as if we're not gonna do that, but that's the plan. I just need to get all my ducks in a row. The Porsche kind of helped get my feet wet. And this one, I think we're gonna try to go all in on. So before we start tinkering on mechanicals and stuff and getting a first look underneath it on the lift, we're gonna take it to get coffee and hopefully not break down, because let's be honest, that is a realistic possibility. But it starts real well, seems to drive okay. It's got a massive flat spot in the throttle right now. Could be a combination of carburetor adjustment, but also bad gas. I don't know if we've gotten a look at the fuel filter. That might be clogged up. I don't know.
When we took the fuel line off the carburetor to make sure the pump was pumping, the fuel was
not good.
It was pretty brown.
It's pretty poopy brown.
Yeah.
It wasn't good. So maybe this is not a good idea, but we're gonna take it for a drive. The sun's finally out. We've got rain the next couple of days, so this episode you might see over the course of a few days. We're gonna put it on the lift and we'll show you guys underneath this thing. And as I mentioned in the episode of the Beetle, the fenders have been replaced, but the original ones were just beyond repair or just in really bad shape. So to me, they fit all right. I actually kind of like the pinstriping.
I do too.
Yeah, I like the pinstriping.
Yeah.
I think you can go overboard real easily, but this is nice. And it mixes with the patina real well, I think. So welcome to John's Junkyard. Yeah, if you're new to the channel, it's a bunch of weird oddball misfit cars here. All right, well, we washed it real quick after getting covered in a little bit of oil on the drive home from the OBS. And obviously the windshield seal is not that good, so we had some water drippage. We do have a windshield seal, so hopefully most of the important seals will be replaced. Yeah, you can see right outside from there.
Yeah, that's not a bad one to do.
Yeah, that's good. Especially since, you know what I didn't realize was not only was this the last year of the small window Beetles, last year of the flat windshield.
65?
64.
64?
Yeah. Yeah, 65 had a curved windscreen,
yeah,
which I didn't realize. So that hopefully makes this easier to take out as well.
I thought it was 69 for some reason, but yeah, 65.
All right, so we did already start it, and it did start with no throttle. So let's see here. Not bad.
Not bad for before the tune-up.
Not bad for before we hit the road and hopefully not break down. All right, here we go. Hopefully that's accurate. That's all you'll be able to hear on that clip. Here's that flat spot. Cars are coming in hot. There we go.
It's a race car up top.
Just gotta get through that flat spot. Oh yeah.
Heck yeah.
The Camry behind us is getting a cab full of smoke from the tires rubbing. I feel like they're rubbing worse now than they were before.
Yeah. You can't see smoke, but you can smell it.
Yeah. fingers work. I was trying not to hit that flat spot. I was trying to stay on the inside of it. All right, so 5 minutes later, and the rubbing has not gone away or self-clearanced. It's gotten worse. So, dude, how sick.
So cool.
First half of the drive completed. I mean, we made it to coffee.
Yes.
So, I mean, I guess that's all that really matters. We're within walking distance to home. Sick. Good car. Good car. All right, here we go. Not bad.
Sewing machine.
Yeah, exactly. Nice.
That's cool.
We did it. We went for our first coffee run. We haven't even touched the thing yet. It's got brown doo-doo butter gasoline in it. And it made it. Throttle cable to the linkage is got like a tight spot, and then there's that dead spot. Anyway, it's sick. We cruised at normal driving speeds too, which is really cool. Yeah, we'll get it inside, we'll get it on the lift. We'll take a look under it, kind of wiggle some stuff, figure out what should be on the initial parts list order. Yeah. The last time there was a Beetle in this shop, it was the first thing I ever lifted with this lift. It was the 59 Beetle that I pulled the body off of for the pan that's under the auto unit. All right, so we got it on the lift. You guys heard the Jetsons noise. Turns out, these are a pretty big tire. This is a 205/60, and it's rubbing on the body mount like gussets. The body mount like.
Sorry to interrupt you. Oh my God, I can't believe we drove this.
Oh man. All right, so this is being filmed before we actually started working on the maintenance of the Beetle. Look at that. How did we even drive this?
We drove it a lot, too.
Oh my goodness gracious. It's literally just mud. The tire on this side is rubbing the worst because it's wearing a groove right into the sidewall.
Yeah.
I do want to run a fat tire in the back of this car. So we might even just leave this setup and space it out, which will make the fitment look better, but it'll also get it away from anything that's going to rub on. It's had a new starter, new solenoid, new axle boots, which is great. Shocks have been replaced at some point. Transmission's a little leaky, but oh my goodness, fuel filter.
Yeah. New brake lines, new brake hoses.
Yep, saw that.
Fuel line looks good.
It's had floors put in it. We're gonna seal that up better. You can see where the floors have been put in and just the back here. But yeah, we'll clean that up and seal that up better.
I'll do this patch. We looked at this.
Yeah, this has some hole in it here.
Just so the front is sealed up, I'll do that.
Yeah, front spare tire well is pretty crusty. Yeah. It's crazy it had a sway bar.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah. I was gonna say like front end's loose, but it doesn't matter. We're getting a
yeah. Kingpin felt loose, or
yeah. A little more than normal.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was pretty loose. Wow.
But that's coming with the beam, I
yeah.
assume.
Yeah, so with the plan with Everesto on this, the plan is to do 6-inch narrowed beam, and I mentioned this in the previous episode of the Beetle, 6-inch narrowed beam with shock towers. So we're going to run shocks. I know a lot of Beetle guys don't run shocks, but not knowing who's going to own this car once we're done with it, would love to do shocks so it rides better. It'll be an adjustable beam and adjustable rear end, so you can raise the car if you need it. Obviously, we're going to go as low as possible so we can show you what the thing's capable of height-wise. So we're going to be able to redo all that stuff. We'll have a beam, we'll have drop spindles, we'll have new steering set up because of how narrow the beam is, and we'll be doing spring plates in the rear and shocks in the rear. From Everesto, we're going to be getting all of those components. And then we'll figure out our wheel tire combo, which I like this setup. If we keep the stock wheels, which I think we should, because just
they're so good.
They're so good.
So good. good.
The patina matches the whole car.
Yep. And the black with the white is just, it's a move.
It's, I mean,
A little hand polish on these and they'll shine up.
yep.
That'd be the move.
Will's using some vice grips to hold this part of the bumper mount on. He said if there's Mac Tool ones, he'd appreciate them back. But if they weren't, leave it.
I said if they're snap-on, I'm keeping them.
Yeah, yeah. So got a little bit of work to do in there.
Yeah, it's because I think the bolts are threaded into the body and they break off.
Yeah.
I wrote down throttle cable. It's just super rusty.
Yeah, and you feel it in the pedal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, we've got that. We've got some 210 stuff on the board. We got some 1000 SP stuff on the board.
Work on it.
Do it. Also, shop. Still got to do that. I forget that I finally invested in a CNC table that's in boxes over there. All right, so it's been a few days since I filmed last. We did a fuel filter on the Beetle. We just put another clear plastic one in to just see what is still coming back from the tank. It's not good. It's not good. I definitely couldn't believe that car was running at all, even. That filter was nothing but mud and sediment. And the second we started the Beetle with this new filter, it immediately started to fill up again. So it's running much better, surprisingly, because it's actually getting fuel now. We started building the CNC Plasma Table. Big time update in the shop. So that's the other aspect of this episode. We're going to try to finish that in this episode. Maybe not cut anything, but it's looking like a table now. So as you guys remember, in a handful of episodes, you may have seen this blue tape square. Well, that square was signifying the relative space that a CNC plasma table was going to take up. You guys saw the episode where I built the shed. That shed now houses everything that was right here. It's really not taking up as much space as I feared it would, and it's a great spot for it because down at that end of the shop is where my laser machine is, and I really don't want to be doing a lot of metal fabrication down there. It's bad enough that it's still out in the open here in the shop. The worst thing about these machines are they come in bags and boxes and heavily reliant on reading the instructions to know where all the little bolts go. I'll say it right now because no one helped out with this machine. This is a Langmuir Crossfire Pro. They are like the cheapest budget-friendly CNC plasma table on the market that's here in America for the most part. There might be more now, but the reason why I bought this machine was Prime Weld sponsored the shop this past year and sent me one of their Cut 60s. And the Cut 60 works with a slight repin on the harness with the Crossfire Pro. So the fact that we had an extra plasma cutter here with a CNC port on it that would run this machine with minimal modifications, I pulled the trigger on this table because I didn't have to purchase yet another plasma cutter with it. So Corey and I are in the middle of assembling that. This is going to be huge. It's going to be huge for every single project in the shop, especially the 1000 SP, where we have a ton of fabrication to do on that thing.
I don't feel like all the car parts.
Oh yeah, that's management. Sweet.
There's one more.
Feel air. Yeah.
Oh, yes, sir.
Air suspension for the black Mercedes
Oh,
there.
okay, black one.
Yeah. All right, well, the table's getting there. We're getting close. We've got the stepper motors on. This isn't a CNC table build video by any means. We kind of just wanted to focus on building the machine. It has been a few days. We've just kind of been tinkering away at it here and there. Haven't just like blitzed it. But hopefully by the end of this episode, we're basically almost ready to start cutting with it. But also, just got UPS in the driveway with everything we need, almost everything we need to bag the W210 Mercedes. So I'm planning to have the next episode being the beginning of the air suspension install in the W210. Now that we've got everything from bag riders here, we're waiting on control arms and bracket kits from Commonwealth. Those are currently in the mail. We got some other goods coming, hopefully from ECS Tuning by next week as well. I think next week we're gonna blitz this car. And we've already got these. All right, so we're turning this thing on for the first time and hoping this thing works. It's making noises. All right, we're gonna move it under its own power for the first time. Move. That's slow. We're gonna pick up the speed here. Let's go a little faster. Let's go to 100. Yeah, look at that. We're moving, guys. We're close to cotton, so I'm excited about this. So excited. All right, guys, well, that's going to do it for this episode. Super excited to have been able to drive the Beetle down the road a couple times, actually. One before and one after actually doing a fuel filter on it. Has made a difference, but we have a handful of parts to order for this thing. Definitely a throttle cable, handful of other stuff. Tackle some of the broken and rusty body bits as well. We'll probably order a spare tire tub. That way, if Corey tackles that part of the car, we don't have to actually build it. We can just weld a part in. Excited to modify this thing too. I'm so stoked to be working with Everesto. Also super excited to have the CNC machine coming together. Stoked that Corey's been helping me with that the last few days, getting that thing together. So thank you guys so much for all of the support, even for just subscribing to the channel. If you haven't yet and you're stoked on what's going on here and what's to come, please just hit the subscribe button. But also a massive, massive thanks to everyone over on the Patreon. You guys are basically family. Your support system means so much to me. The link to the Patreon is in the video's description below if you want to help support the channel and the shop in a greater way. I post a lot of stuff that's kind of behind the scenes there, web store discount codes. Going to try to get back into a monthly podcast short just for the Patreon as well. Get stoked on the next couple of episodes. We will be starting the air suspension install on the W210. I can't wait. Also going to have a small run of Ludwick's Garage shop shirts coming in the next week. So keep an eye out on that. I'll make a post here on like the community aspect of YouTube, but follow me on Instagram because I'll be posting all the info there. It'll be a real limited number. We're going to try to get this batch done and out to you guys before Christmas. This is the first week that I'm filming this now of December. So keep an eye out for that. We're going to be doing a quick run of Ludwick's Garage script shop shirts, and then those will be done. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.